What's up YouTube? Welcome back to AmbitionZ VapeR. Today I got a review I'm pretty excited to show you guys. You've been waiting on it. It's on the Pulse RDA by Vandy Vape and Tony B from the VapeR Trail channel. Let's take a look at it. So this was sent to me from Vandy Vape for the purpose of this review and Tony B. Thank you very much, guys. It will not change my opinion. This is not going to change my opinion. I'm going to be 100% honest on this. I have to be honest. Tony's a great guy. He has about, congratulations, he hit 100,000 subscribers recently. Definitely go on his channel and check him out. He does great reviews. So he's the type that likes to squonk. He's a squonking single coil type of person. That's what he likes, and he made an RDA with SQUONK, and he came out with the Pulse 22 millimeter RDA. It's a poster style deck, single coil option only. Very unique airflow on this. It has pipes that are angled down to the deck. It's kind of like top airflow, but it's angled right at the coils. So if you build it correctly, you place the coils correctly, you're going to get a really nice performing RDA in its SQUONKs. I have it on top of the Drone by Lost Vape. It's a dual 18650 SQUONK box mod, and I have it at 63 watts. It's a 0.2 ohm build, 26 gauge alien, 3 millimeter ID, and I have some Lechoso e-liquid inside. It's a golden Oreo with strawberries. Now I'm going to do it with one pipe open. I closed the other one off. Now I got one pipe. Here we go. Comes in black and stainless steel. It's $27.99 for the RDA. $28. It's under $30. Comes with a bunch of accessories, which I'm going to show you down low. So what we're going to do in this review when we dive down and we go low is I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to give you all the information that I know about it, put a build in it, wick it up, show you the correct way to build and wick this, okay? And then we'll come back up top. We'll vape on it, talk on it, pros and cons, final thoughts. If a mugger stole my book bag and this was in it, would I go out and buy it? And I'll let you know where you can find one, all right? So let's just go do that. Sit back, relax, grab a vape. Let's dive down and check out the Pulse RDA. So this is the package that the Pulse 22 BF RDA will come in. It's a Tony B's project. It's made by the VapeR Trail channel. It was designed by Tony B. That's his name. 22 millimeters in diameter. Vandy Vape is the one that manufactured it. SQUONK. Bottom feed directly to side juice wells. Unique leak resistance tubular side direct airflow. Comes in stainless steel and black. It says BF RDA up top. All right. Black will let you know your color on there. Serial number, scratch and sniff, QR code, all that good stuff. Okay. Gonna open it up. It's going to say Tony B's project, just like the icon. Inside you will get an additional Delrin drip tip, 510 adapter, a tool, another rod to help put your coils in, and you'll get 4 additional grub screws, gold-plated grub screws, okay, O-rings, and you will also get a squonking 510 pin. This is a bottom feeder RDA, but they do include a 510 to use if you don't want to squonk. Now, so you got that tool. You also got this tool to use to reline your coils, the 510 adapter. But if you wanted to not squonk, you'll take this one. It looks like a squonk pin, but it's not. So you'll take your 510 pin here, you'll put it in, and then you have your 510 pin without squonking, okay? So that's a big pro. Here is the Pulse RDA. It does say Pulse. I have the black version. It says Pulse, okay? Also comes with a Ultim Goon compatible drip tip. So this is Goon compatible, okay? Ultim. If you wanted to take your Goon drip tip, pops on very nicely, okay? So it is Goon compatible, big pro. That's your airflow holes, that's the top cap. This is the bottom. It says Pulse 22, a Tony B's project. It does have that stuff from packaging. SQUONK pin, good threads, and then it has peak insulator above the threads. So if you wanted to use this on a hybrid, you most definitely can. That's the most hybrid safe you can get. I love how Vandy Vape does that. They're the only company that does that. So that's a big pro. Manufactured by Vandy Vape, serial number. Everything's good there. Gold-plated deck. 2 O-rings. It does have a pulse, and then it has the Vandy Vape logo on the other side. Now, if you look here, it says Tony B, and then it says Vandy Vape. All right, and that's the airflow. Goes at an angle, piped angle. It's a piped angle. You see these little notches? That's to line up with the deck. All right, so those little channels on the side of the pipes is so if it's sideways, it won't leak through the airflow, okay? Now see those notches in there? They're also lined up to these notches up top. Now here's the deck, all right? You see the notch I'm talking about? Notch there, notch there. You want to line up those notches with those. Because that's where your coil will be. And you want to line up the coil to that, so it's hitting directly at the coil. Good O-rings on these, pops on very nicely. You can adjust the airflow very nicely, good tolerance to it. You can close them down. You can have one hole open on each side. You can close that down even more. Okay, or you can open it wide open. All right, that's how we're gonna run it. I like the airflow system on this. There's the hole inside. You can see that hole in there. That's where it's gonna SQUONK to each channel. Post holes, peak insulator, positive, negative. Okay, pretty nice deep juice well. Single coil option only. You guys know how I feel about that. You know, I wish it did have a dual coil option. Then you have the Phillips head grub screws. You also have the regular grub screws, Allen key grub screws in there if you want to take those out and put those in. So they give you the option. That's a big pro. You can see the peak insulator on that side. 2 O-rings on here. Then this is the negative side, okay? And 22 millimeters in diameter. Let's see how big the deck is. It's a 20 millimeter build deck. Very easy, good grub screws, good post holes. Okay, they're about 2.5 millimeters in diameter, but this one definitely looks a little smaller than the positive post hole, as you can see. So that is a little, I don't know, it could be me, but this looks smaller than that one. All right, and then you got those holes, those little grooves, and that's basically, you know, for this to help line up your coil. That's the way you want it. We're going to do a build, so we're going to do that now. You kind of want them to basically be the length. This is the Coil Master wire brush kit. I would definitely recommend to get one of these if you don't have it, because to clean your coils, this thing is definitely, I love it. I use it all the time. And then it has different size diameters for your coils. So what I do to measure the right size is you go to the bottom and you just want the length of the bottom piece here, okay? So I'm gonna use these coils again. I forget who sent them, there was no paper with them, but I'll put it in the description. what I'm going to be using in this review is a little bit different. It's called the Quick Wick. All right, for 3mm inner diameter coils. I think I've done this before. I'll put a link in the description to where you can find it, but they're like little, it's Japanese organic cotton, but it's in little shoelaces. So you take this like so. Boom. Some Lechoso strawberry. It's a golden Oreo with strawberry in it. You want to line up those slits with those slits. Like that. Now you see that? It's on nice and tight. Now it's full, right? This was good too, but both Goon compatible. This one's a little taller. That's the close-up. Let's go back up top. Let's vape on it, and I'll give you my overall final thoughts on Tony B's Pulse 22mm RDA. I'll see you guys in a minute. We're back from the close-up on the Pulse RDA by Tony B. It's a really nice single coil, 22mm in diameter SQUONK RDA. The way the deck's made, where the channels are, like I showed you down low, you want to put the coil exactly like I showed you, and then the wicks just kind of, you know, go in the opposite ways. And the way that the SQUONK is, it automatically nicely feeds into both channels. So you get the e-liquid to evenly go to both wicks, distributed evenly. That's a big pro. I need to mention that. I was a little bit worried about that when I first got it, but it works very, very well. Poster style deck. They're about 2.5mm in diameter post holes. You really can't get any build in this that you want, like a really big build, like a fused, stapled, staggered Clapton or stuff like that with ribbon wire and whatnot, the real wide coils. You're not going to be able to put them in here, but for your typical aliens and fused Claptons and stuff like that, you won't have any problem. Peak insulator, the O-rings are beautiful. The machining is beautiful. I don't get any spit back. I mean, dry hits, if you have no e-liquid on your cotton, you're going to get a dry hit. So I don't get any spit back. I don't really get any leaking. In the bottom AFC ring, like I showed you down low, there's these little shields that are coming under the pipes. That's what stops it from going into the pipes and out of the RDA. So I like how they paid attention to detail on this RDA and made sure this thing doesn't leak. Because I just squonked it and it's not leaking. Now, if I went like that, I mean, it really doesn't leak because of those channels that are up in the AFC ring. It's the width of the pipe, so there's no way for the juice to go into the pipes. So I got to mention that as a pro. This thing doesn't leak. I don't get any condensation on my mod. I really like how he did the airflow. Now, let's talk about the airflow going into that. The pipes. The pipes are like I'd say 3mm, maybe 2.5mm ID on the airflow slots. They're at an angle going directly at the coils. I really like that. I really like how he did that. It's Goon compatible. You can use all your Goon drip tips on this. That's a pro. You can easily just take this off. You don't have to take the bottom AFC ring off, and you can put it on. And then there's a nice, beautiful tolerance to the airflow control. Really good vapor production for a single coil. The flavor on this RDA is really good. It is definitely a really good flavor on this RDA. For a single coil, most definitely. Now I like how it's angled, so if you purge, it's going to be away from your face. Another pro is that if you don't have a SQUONK device or you don't want a SQUONK, they give you an additional 510 pin that you can put in it so you can do it without squonking. That's going to be a pro as well. Plenty of accessories that come with it. Pro. Machining is awesome, okay? The threads, the screws, you have Phillips head screws, and then you have Allen key screws. That's a big pro, in case, you like one or the other. To take the SQUONK pin out, it has an Allen key style that comes, and you have the Allen key that comes with it. So you can just unscrew that out and you're good to go. Peak insulator, pro. It doesn't need to be any bigger. I like that it's 22 millimeters in diameter. Smaller chamber, better flavor. It's made for a single coil. The only con to this that I would have to say is it doesn't have a dual coil option. I love my dual coils. I'm not really a single coil RDA type of guy. I'm going to mention that as a con because I like dual coils. Now, if you don't like the color of the Ultim, they also give you an additional drip tip that's Delrin that you can use that's black. So you can have the whole thing black, all right? It's on pre-order right now at myvpro.com. Link on screen and description. I'll have the direct link in the description where you can click on it and go over there. Full transparency on this channel. I do get like a 5 to 10% commission on the link in this review in the description. So if you like my reviews and you like what I do, click on the link to support my channel. If you don't, hey, that's fine. No worries. But it is $27.99. Great price point for a nice squonking RDA, for sure. Now, with the airflow wide open, it is airy. But if you don't like that, you can always close it down and use one hole. Now, with one hole, it's like half the airflow. You can even close that down even more. A little bit more intense. If a mugger stole my book bag and I was on a train and this was in it, I would definitely go out and buy it. I would. If I was into single coil RDAs. I'm not really a single coil RDA type of person, like I said, but this is a good single coil squonking atomizer. It really is. I think Tony B and Steven Z and Vandy Vape did a phenomenal job on this RDA. They're just making quality, inexpensive products over at Vandy Vape. I gotta give them big ups for that. Really, big ups. That's what I got for you today, squad. I hope you found the video helpful or informative. If you're new to this channel and you gained anything from this review, consider subscribing, leaving a like. Comment down below if you have any additional questions or concerns on the Pulse RDA or anything else for that matter. I do give you content daily, guys. 1080p, 60 frames a second. Don't waste your bandwidth not being subscribed to the channel. Remember, squad, stay juiced up. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.